Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Silent Thoughts. It's me, your host, Futini. Some people call me Faith. Honestly, it's whatever you prefer. Some people can't say Futini. Really, up to you. Totally don't care. Yeah, hi. We're back. We're doing it, guys. I don't know if this is necessarily an update or not. I'm going to Greece for a month. So we might be skipping like 2 episodes. I'm going to try to pre-film them all and like pre-record and just have them just so that, I don't want to skip. Will that happen 100%? Not sure, but I'm going to try to pre-film as much as I can. I might end up missing a week or 2, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But here we are. Hello. Hi, it's me. I'm pretty excited about today's. Last night I was pondering, as I do, and I was like, I don't know what the heck topic I should talk about today. I was kind of going back and forth, looking through my notebook, stuff like that. And then it was this morning where I was like, hey, I had this idea. So I wrote my outline kind of thing this morning, and here we are now. So this got thrown together, but we're going to work with it. We're going to roll with it. It's going to be cool. So before we get into the actual episode, just wanted to drop my social medias real quick, just in case you guys want to find me anywhere else. So, I do have an Instagram and I do have a Twitter. Instagram is _FaithXFull. If you want me to spell that, I could do that. It's _FAITHXFUL. FaithXFull on Instagram. And my Twitter is Faith_Pahuntis. Faith, hopefully you know how to spell Faith, _PAHOUNTIS. You can find me on there if you guys have any requests, if you guys want to chat, hang out, if you need me to pray for you, if you want to be friends, whatever it is, check me out on my social medias. I will be around. If you guys are listening on some sort of podcasting place, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, there's a million ones. If you're listening on Audio FM, whatever you're listening on, if you would rather see my face, I also film these for YouTube. My YouTube is FaithXFull. Or if you're watching this on YouTube and you're seeing my face and you don't want to look at me anymore, check me out on everything else. Like I said, Spotify, Audio FM, Apple Podcasts. There's a few more that I can't remember right now, but check me out and check out my Audio FM because it gives you links and stuff to me. Yeah. So you guys liked my last it wasn't my last episode, but one of the episodes that I had where I was talking more about relationships. I had a relationship goals one talking about struggling with singleness. And you guys seem to like my relationship oriented topics. So I was like, hey, let's go for another one. So today, I thought it would be kind of interesting because I feel like this is always a debate, especially like in the Christian community sounds weird, but you know what I'm saying. Like, especially as a Christian, I feel like sometimes this topic is thrown around and people don't really know kind of what to say or what to believe. So today we're going to be dissecting and going through looks versus personality when it comes to relationships, people you like, stuff like that, because I feel like it could be a big thing sometimes. And I feel like it's either like someone is super strongly against personality, or not against, super strongly with personality, and someone's really strong against looks. So I thought we would tackle that today. Yeah, let's get into this, guys. If I look down at any point, if you guys are watching this, I have my notes here because my brain is a jumbled up mess. And I need some notes to keep me straight because otherwise my brain will go in a whole other direction that we don't need to go in. So, like I do in every episode, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background. I feel like I have a somewhat decent personality. I got bullied in school. I am the youngest of 2 siblings, so I got made fun of a lot, teased, minorly tortured by my sister. She would lock me in the basement sometimes, sit on me and like when I would steal things from her, just like typical younger sibling stuff. People didn't love me in school, but it helped me form a personality. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm funny. I have divorced parents, minor trauma. That's where great personalities come from, right? So I feel like I don't have the worst personality on the earth. When it comes to looks, I have a lot of insecurities that I'm trying to work through. I don't think I'm like the ugliest human being in the world, but I also don't think that I'm like anything special, which that sounds really weird coming out of my mouth. I just am trying to be relatable for you guys right now, because it's a real thing. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like, that's just me. I got a somewhat good personality. I don't completely look like a foot, so that's me. I just want to preface this. When talking about like Christian relationships, the most important thing in a Christian relationship, or one of the most important things in a Christian relationship, first and foremost, God needs to be at the center of a Christian relationship. Otherwise, everything's going to kind of fall apart. I mean, Jesus says he's the cornerstone. Without that cornerstone, everything's going to crumble. So let's just keep that in our minds as well. That is the most important thing. So me talking about looks or personality, that falls very short compared to having God at the center of your relationship. And number two, you have to be equally yoked with a person. So, you could be marrying Brad Pitt, but if you guys aren't equally yoked spiritually and just in life, if you guys don't have the same goals, similar, not necessarily beliefs, because if you're a Christian, you know what I'm saying? But you got to be equally yoked. You got to get along. Otherwise, it's kind of going to be miserable for you. And God wants us to be equally yoked because that is going to help with a successful marriage. So, I don't know why I'm like extra passionate today. So, where are you leaning? Are you leaning more towards like when you're thinking about somebody, do you care more about their looks or about the personality? When you picture your husband or when you picture your wife or your future, are you picturing, oh wow, yeah, my wife or my husband, they're going to be a dime plus 99, like they're going to look like this? Or are you picturing like, all right, we're going to have so much fun. We're going to like laugh all the time. We're going to be 80 years old and saggy and wrinkly and we're still going to have like the most fun. What do you picture more? Do you picture like a really attractive like model spouse, or do you picture like you guys are going to have a good time and dance in the rain and be really happy when you're old and wrinkly? Does it make any sense? I feel like there's important aspects in both because, and I have talked about this with friends. I have friends that lean more towards personality. I have friends that lean more towards looks, which Christians can get a thing of like, we feel bad saying that looks are like even a little bit important. Christians are like, oh, I shouldn't look at looks. I mean, it says in the Bible, like, don't look at the outward appearance, look at the inward appearance and look at the heart, which is very true. I don't want to, lower that in the slightest because that is God's word and that is the truth. And what's inside of a person and what is in their heart is more important than like if they look like Brad Pitt. Or I don't know. I have too many celebrity crushes, but like whoever your celebrity crush is, they could be attractive, but like if their personality is garbage, that's going to be pretty annoying. It's not going to be very fun. So I know people that lean differently. I know Christians that are afraid to say, yeah, I think it's important that I marry someone that I'm attracted to. Because some Christians are like, oh, I shouldn't say that. Which I get it to a point, but also I'm like, but you gotta think your husband or wife is at least a little attractive. You're with them for life. Like, you're with them. Shouldn't you find them a little attractive? So, let's start here. Importance of personality. Because I think personality is a little bit more important. Not a little bit. Personality is more important than looks, in my opinion. But I also think that they both hold weight and importance. But let's go through personality first. I don't necessarily think I'm a bubbly person. I don't think bubbly is the right word. I can be a lot, though, at times. I can be very loud. There are moments where I am a ball of energy and I'm just kind of off the wall. Sometimes I'm like really ready to party, and then there's times like I just want to sit and chill out and not move for 45 to 70 minutes. You have to mesh with somebody's personality. And do you know how I've heard people say this forever. Like, there's always one crazy one in the relationship, personality-wise, like crazy, like fun, energetic. And then there's one that's chill, which I can see that. That makes sense. I'm not downplaying that. You have to make sure that whoever you're with, whoever you're looking at, if your personalities don't mesh at all, and you're like, well, they're attractive, you're going to be miserable. Like, you're not, attractiveness only goes so far. Because there's a lot of attractive people that are still garbage people. And I mean that with so much love, okay? We all know this. Normally, if you look at like an attractive non-Christian man, normally like they just, you know. But yeah, personality is important. I want to have fun and laugh, and I'm going to sit there and we're going to watch movies and do fun things. I got to like you a little bit. Just a little bit. You know? I feel psychotic right now. I heard this from someone once. I cannot remember his name. He was literally on TikTok. Like, I think I saw this like 2 years ago when TikTok was first a thing, and when I first had TikTok. He said people always ask him about looks, what he wants in a girl, whatever it was. And he's like, I get it. You know, you should be attracted to the person that you're with, but you're also going to get old. So you need to be happy with their personality because looks don't last forever. And I that has stuck with me from back then, so I think that's part of my influence. Like, I have no problem with age or the idea of aging. I'm going to get old one day and a little bit wrinkly one day. And that's fine. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to be like, Lord willing, I make it to 80. Like, I'm going to be 80. And again, Lord willing, my husband is still around if I get married. Like, we're going to be some cool 80-year-old people. If I marry someone for his personality, we're going to be buckets of fun. And I want to be 80 and have a good time and be like those cute couples that you see that are 80 and just thriving and wearing t-shirts with each other's faces on them. If you are with somebody just because they look good and you really don't have that much in common, or there's just a lot of differences that you guys don't always mesh well, and you're 85, you're going to be like, well, you don't look like you did when you were 25, so was it really worth it? That's what I'm saying. So I think personality is important, but I think that we need to have balance between personality and between looks, because you're with somebody for life. Like, I'm going to marry somebody. Will this happen? I don't know, because I think morbidly sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, well, I could marry someone, and I don't know what God's plan is. Maybe, God forbid that happens, but maybe my husband will end up dying and I'll get remarried or whatever it is. You know? Guys, I don't know. I truly don't know where my brain is going with that. I had a thought and then it kind of flew right out of my head. That's okay though. But you need a balance between personality and looks, because you're going to be with that person. You need to be semi-attracted to them. Like I said earlier, I have talked to Christians that are like, no, looks are not important at all. We don't need looks. We're Christians. We shouldn't focus on looks. We shouldn't focus on that and make that the priority in anything in life. So, like, I would never treat someone better if they were more attractive, or worse because they were less attractive, or whatever the heck it is with stupid beauty standards that we have in our society today. But if I'm with somebody and I'm married to my husband, look, I'm an adult. If you're listening to this, you're probably an adult. And if you're not an adult, I'm really not saying anything bad necessarily. When you're married, you're going to have sex with your husband/wife. I don't know who's listening right now. That's what happens in marriage. You got to be attracted to the person that you're with. That's going to help in your marriage and in all of that. So it's not just like, well, he loves God, which is very important. I don't want to downplay that at all either. But in a successful relationship, they need to love God more than they love you. You guys need to be equally yoked in your spiritual lives, in lives in general, goals, stuff like that. Like, you need to be headed down somewhat the same path, have somewhat of the same goals, those kinds of things. And you need to be semi-attracted to the person that you're with. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of a weird marriage. Like, you need some sort of connection with that person. So, again, do I think that personality is, like, above everything? No. Well, personality is very important. But see, again, I know I keep repeating myself. I'm really trying to work on that. It's really about balance. That's what I believe. I know not every Christian's going to believe that. I know not every person's going to believe that. That's fine. That's what I believe. We're forming our thoughts here. We're having a conversation. I think that looks and personality go hand in hand. I don't think it's like, oh, well, can't marry him unless he looks like, I'm trying to think of someone. Can't marry him unless he looks like Sebastian Stan. I have jokingly said that before. I don't actually mean it. Because you can look like Sebastian Stan, Brad Pitt, I don't know who the heck else. But if your personality is garbage and you're like, I don't have fun and I don't like spending time with you, it's really not worth it who you look like. But I also think that looks hold importance. Just a little bit. So, all right, let's get into looks now. All right. I know I brought up looks already, but I want to get more into it. It's nice to look at attractive people. I don't mean that in like a creepy way, but like when you see someone attractive, and if anybody sees anybody attractive, man or woman, you're like, wow, it's an attractive human being, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Everyone likes to tell me that I have a type. I don't think that I have a type. I really don't. My mom thinks I have a type. My friends think I have a type. I really don't. I don't agree, but that's fine. Beside the point. Not important for this moment. This is how I like to think of it. This might sound terrible. I don't mean it to sound terrible. If it sounds terrible, please forgive me. I'm just trying to be honest here. Honesty is, in fact, the best policy. So, you're married. Let's look at me. I'll throw myself under the bus. I say this in every episode. Let's just say I'm married. And, like, I don't find him attractive at all. Which sounds terrible to say. I'm so sorry. See, I feel awful for saying this. Let's just say I don't find my husband attractive in the slightest. But I love him. He loves God. We have personalities that, like, go together. I feel, do I know this for sure? No, I've never been in love, and I have been single for 20 years of my life. This is just me being honest. Again, could be very wrong, and it might make me sound like a garbage person, and I will pray about it. If I'm married to him and I don't find him attractive at all, I'm going to look at every attractive man that I see and be like, oh goodness, he's attractive. Maybe that will cause me to be like, he's more attractive than my husband. Maybe that'll end up making me look at another man in a way that I shouldn't be looking at another man. Are you picking up what I'm putting down, or do I really sound like a terrible person? Because I genuinely could sound awful right now. So I think it's important in marriage, because you're with this person for life. You need to find them attractive. Like, you're going to be with them, Lord willing, your entire lives, pretty much. You're going to have sex with your husband/wife. I don't know who's listening to this right now. You might be a man, you might be a woman. I don't know what's going on. You need to be attracted to your spouse, because that just kind of helps pieces fall together. Like, I don't feel like I'm going to get too graphic, and I don't want to get graphic. That's not what this podcast is about. But attraction helps in relationships that way. Like, you know? If you're not attracted to... All right. I'm stumbling on my words just because I feel weird. But it's fine. Totally cool. I'm an adult. We're all adults. Sex is natural. God created it. It's in the Bible. This is fine. Don't know why I feel weird about it. I wish I didn't. Oh, goodness. See, I'm trying to get the words out. God wants us to have, like, a good sex life with our wives and husbands. So part of that is going to be thinking that your spouse is attractive. If you don't think they're attractive, you're not going to want to have you're not going to want to be intimate with your spouse if you, like, don't find them attractive at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm getting at with, like, looks are important a little bit. It doesn't have to be the most important thing. I don't think it should be the most important thing in a relationship. I don't think that should be, like, your main goal in finding a spouse is, like, all right, let me make sure he's really, really attractive. Like, I need to go out and search for a guy who looks just like this, or who looks like a model, or who has muscles, like, or whatever the heck it might be. I don't know. Everyone finds different things attractive. That should not be our main goal, to find this certain thing. I joke around a lot with my mom or friends, and I'm like, if he's not above 6'5", I'm not going to marry him. That is not true. I just say that as a joke. If you are 5'8" or 5'11", or whatever the heck height you are, that's fine. It really doesn't matter that much. I make jokes which might again be awful, and that might hurt people's feelings, so I should probably work on that as well. But, you know, I'll say that, or sometimes I'm like, yeah, if he doesn't have blue eyes, I don't want him. This coming from the girl who has eyes the color of dirt, so I don't know who I think I am. But I don't actually mean that, because what the heck? That doesn't matter. I do think that I should find my husband attractive, but I don't ever sit here and go, well, he's got to have an 8-pack. He has to make sure that he, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Like, those aren't important things that you need to look for. So when I'm looking for a husband, which I'm not necessarily looking. I'm just waiting for God to, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not like, all right, let's get the binoculars out and let's look for a guy who's 6'5" and works out and whatever the heck. Because that is not the most important thing, but you should find your spouse attractive. Most important thing to me is your personality. It really is, because I believe that someone's personality can also make them attractive. I'm totally going to out myself at this current moment. You guys know, I'm sure, our beauty standards in this world are kind of, like, whack. I think that the standards that society has set for beauty are just kind of weird to me, and, like, genuinely unattainable. And just sometimes I look at things and I'm like, why do we find this so attractive when that's, like, literally so rare, or so, like, just not natural? So this again, anything that I say, I never mean for it to sound rude. I can just be very blunt sometimes. So everyone likes to make jokes about, like, Ed Sheeran or whatever the heck, that he's not attractive, or whatever the heck they call him. Growing up, I had a huge crush on Ed Sheeran. I never told anybody about it, because I know, like, my sister would have made fun of me. And I was never like, oh my gosh, he's the cutest guy I've ever seen, because I don't know. I don't think Ed Sheeran is the cutest man I've ever seen. But I used to watch, like, Ed Sheeran videos and watch him on stage and watch him talk to people. And I was like, he's so sweet and he's so funny. So that made me think he was attractive. You know what I'm saying? So I think personality also has a part to play in whether you think someone's attractive or not. Because, I don't know, when someone laughs, I think that's not laughs. When someone makes me laugh, I feel like, I don't know, that's attractive. It'll make me be like, oh my gosh, they're cute. They're making me laugh. So, I don't know. Now I feel like I'm spinning. Now I feel like I definitely think personality is more important in a relationship. Because personality is what you're growing old with. You're not growing old with, like, someone's looks, because we get wrinkly, we get old, gravity happens, old age happens, whatever happens. So, I don't know. I think think they both hold importance. Personalities are very important, and a personality makes people attractive. Look at my crush on Ed Sheeran from when I was younger. When I look at him now, I don't think, wow, he is so cute. But when I remember when I was 15 or however old I was, I thought he was cute because he was funny and he had a good personality and he made people laugh and he could sing. And I was like, look at this sweet dude go. That's what made him attractive to me. I also think it's important to note and to remember, attraction grows. So I have heard people say this. Again, I've never been in a relationship. I'm single going on 20 years here. We're really thriving. But I've heard this from people, like, your attraction for your spouse grows as time goes on. So I've heard women say, like, they found their husband 100 times more attractive after they had kids because they saw their husband with kids. Me wanting 4 to 6 babies, I'm like, oh my gosh, can't wait for that. Can't wait to find my husband 100 times more attractive when he helps me take care of our child. But your attraction grows as you guys grow, as you grow closer. You're going to be married to them, and you're going to have sex with your husband. You build that connection, and as time goes on, your attraction for that person's only going to grow. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. I hope I don't sound like a complete nut job. I know I'm a little bit of a nut job, but that's fine. So I've said the word balance, and I think balance is very important. Again, I know I've said it 12,000 times, but very important. Finding that balance between, like, all right, I find this person attractive, and also this person has a really good personality that meshes well with me, and when we're 80 and old and not attractive anymore, I'm still going to like to hang out with this person. I think finding that balance is good. I think that's important, and hopefully I can find that balance in my life whenever the heck God decides, or maybe he won't decide. I don't know. I don't want to speak for God. I can't speak for God. I don't want to be blasphemous. But if God decides to give me a husband, hopefully there's a balance there. Also, me at this current moment in time, I've talked to my friends about this. I'm crushing on a guy who lives in a different country, which is very like me, very on brand with who I am as a person. And he's adorable. He's like the sweetest looking. He seems like the sweetest guy alive, and he sings and whatever the heck it is. Like, he does not know I exist or anything. I just watch his YouTube videos and stuff like that. But he came out with he was singing a worship song, and my crush grew even bigger. Like, when you see someone loving Christ and serving him and worshiping, when you're a Christian, that is like so attractive. Because there's also a trend going on like Christian TikTok right now. It's like, did I really think he was attractive, or did he just serve in ministry, or like was he really attractive, or was it just because like he prayed for me or whatever it was? And I was like, ooh. But like, I don't know. See, attraction grows in different ways, and when you see someone loving God and serving God and like just living for God, you're like, oh, that's attractive. At least as girls. I know girls do that. I don't know if guys do that. I think I've heard guys say that. Yeah, all right. Let's look at a Bible verse here, shall we? Because I say this also, I feel like, in every single episode. Nothing that I say holds any weight when it doesn't have Bible, when it doesn't have biblical background. Because I could say whatever the heck, but if it doesn't line up with what's in the Bible, what the heck, what I say doesn't matter. Alrighty. I'm trying to look for it. So sorry. Alrighty. Proverbs 5, verses 18 and 20. Or 18 through 20, I'm sorry. Let your fountain be blessed and rejoice in the wife of your youth. A lovely deer, a graceful doe. Let her breast fill you at all times with delight. Be intoxicated, always in love with her. Why should you be intoxicated, my son, with a forbidden woman and embrace the bosom of an adulteress? I don't think I needed to go to 20, but that's fine. So looking at that and looking at like the whole of Song of Solomon, which I'm going to be honest with you, have not read through the entirety of Song of Solomon. I've looked at like little verses, but I want to read it. I don't know. You should read your whole Bible. Anyway, the Bible is filled with different things of like, you know, the man in Proverbs 5:18 thought his wife was beautiful. He thought, you know, he's looking at her and he's like, look at my wife. Song of Solomon, when you go through that chapter, he's like, wow, look at my wife. She's beautiful. Let me like love her and cherish her. So do I think beauty is the most important thing in a relationship? Do I think that you guys both need to be like, I don't know. Do I think I need to marry a man that looks like Sebastian Stan for us to have a happy, successful, Christ-like marriage? No, absolutely not. Do I think his personality needs to be good? Do I think we need to be equally yoked? Do I think that we need to have things in common? Yes. But I also think that I need to be a little bit attracted to the man that I'm going to marry. Otherwise, I'm really not going to want to, like, I don't know. Humans are visual people. We are. Men are more visual than women. It's like a scientific thing. But, like, women and men both, we can both struggle with lusting after things. We can both struggle with whatever the heck it is. Women also, like, want to be with an attractive man. It's not just like, oh, the guy's got to be with an attractive woman, and that's what he looks for, and whatever. Women also have that in them. It's definitely different. I mean, God wires men and women differently. But, I don't know. I think borderline what I'm trying to get at with this whole looks versus personality topic, the entirety of what I've been talking about is balance is very important. Are looks the most important thing? No. I think personality goes above looks, but I think you should be attractive to your partner. I think that it's an important part of marriage that you should be attracted to your husband or wife or I don't know. Again, don't know. You could right now, I don't know who's listening. I'm so sorry. I keep saying that. I know. I'm working on it. I'm working on my repetitiveness. Yeah. Where do you guys stand on it? What do you think is the most important thing? Or what do you think you look at most? Because I know that when you're meeting somebody and you like see them, you don't see their personality. So like you look at someone and you're like, oh, they're cute. Yeah, okay, they're cute. You don't know them though, but like you notice attraction or like attractiveness before you notice personality, before you've ever talked to someone, because that's what you see. So that's just what draws you in. And then if they have a good personality, and then you're like, wow, not only are they attractive, but they have they have an amazing personality, and like, wow. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. This is my little therapy session for the day that I needed to get at, I guess. But yeah, where are you guys standing on it? Where were you standing at the beginning of this? Were you guys more on the side of like looks and personality, or looks above personality? Were you more above personality than looks? Did you think that looks weren't important at all? Like, where was your head at? Think about it. You know? I think it's interesting. Also, I can't remember the pastor's name, but a friend of mine sent me like a little video of a of a sermon, and the guy was like, when I roll over in the morning and see my wife, she's got like, I want to roll over and see something attractive. I want to see my wife and think she's beautiful. I don't want to roll over and see someone that I don't find attractive. And I was like, ooh, all right, pastor, I see what you're doing. So it's definitely a thought. Yeah. I don't know. Truly don't know. I know I rambled a lot. Please forgive me. I think that's going to be it for this week's episode, guys. If you guys have any other topic ideas or anything that you want me to go through, let me know. Like I said, come find my Instagram, _FaithExful. My Twitter is Faith_Pahuntis. That is Faith_PAHOUNTIS. Yeah. We can chat. If you guys have topic ideas, let me know. Whatever it is, I'm there. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you. It means a lot to me. I hope you guys are enjoying these. And yeah, I will see you guys next week with another episode. And who knows? Maybe it'll be even spicier than this week. I don't know. All right. I love you guys a lot. And bye. Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it will cave and swallow me